Okay, I have one question and a couple of announcements to make first. The question I have is, do we want to make a hackathon? Because we almost organized one and it didn't happen. So are people interested in actually doing it this time?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think it's a question of fixing a date and finding a place to do it for each of the locations where we want this to happen. It doesn't have to be at the same time for everyone. I think that was just a little too ambitious. So if you want to organize a local hackathon, I think that's the best thing to do, because this way everyone is responsible for his own, and I think it's more likely to happen this way. So if you want to organize one, let me know, and we'll advertise it in any way we can. That's one thing. TVI, of course. I have a couple of $1 million that I can use for that. And the announcements I wanted to make is that I would like to make a call for people to volunteer to become owners of certain parts of our chart. And those parts are localization. I've already talked about that, but we never really organized it. And documentation. So far it's been me, and I'm sorry to say that not that much happened. Too little happened too slowly. So I think we need an owner for each of those who has just that little thing to do and not a gazillion other things to think about.
No, Sipke, you can volunteer for anything.
No, I was going to say it needs to be somebody who doesn't do a gazillion of things already. So I mean, you would be great in that role, Sipke. But the problem is you already do so much that I think it's not going to work.
Your brain will explode someday.
It already did.
Oh, sorry.
Adrian,
that's okay.
you want to take documentation? That's great. Okay. So let's take this offline and discuss what this entails, and I'll give you the keys, and we can start. All right. And Benedek, you had expressed some interest in taking localization. Are you still interested in doing that?
Yeah, I've been meaning to contact you about that. Yeah, let's talk about that. I think I take care of it.
Okay, fantastic. So thanks to both of you. And
I'd like to delegate the development on our chart. Sipke, are you up to that?
Oh. I volunteer, guys.
Will you delegate your payment as well?
Well, I will work on something else then, so I will still need my payment.
Oh.
No, but I think we're already at a point where we need to share the ownership of our child. Ilan is taking care of Harvest wonderfully. You take care of most of the development, Sébastien,
and I accept because
I'm not sure exactly what I take care of, but I guess the benevolent dictatorship, but which is a lot of work. I mean,
pissing people on the forum.
Yeah, well, only those who piss me off first. I mean, oh yeah, yesterday did I get nasty yesterday? Yeah, maybe I did. Yeah, I think I even sent a "Let me Google that for you" link at some point.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yes, because the question was exactly the title. Actually,
it was just
the title was exactly the title of the blog post. The title of the question.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, it's actually funny to search for "Let me Google that for you" and "Let me Google that for you." It's kind of, Anyway, okay, so demos. Do we have any? I can make one.
Sipke wants to show the progress he made on the stuff we assigned him last week.
Okay, let's do that. Are you ready, Sipke?
Yes, I am. Let me share the screen. Okay, so last week we talked about content part descriptions and moving around the content type and parts menu item. So
Content schema with a nice icon.
Yeah, it's a combination between the content and the settings. I just picked a name just to provoke you guys, but maybe you like it. So, but we can change it, of course. I thought maybe content types it's too limiting because if we click on it, we'll see content types and parts.
Yes, there is a better name for that. I don't have the solution right now, but there must be a better name for that. More chardy but I agree that maybe it should not be called content types. It's too generic. It's too specific. It should be more
specific. Yeah.
Just throwing out the idea. The maybe metadata or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, metadata. I like that one as well.
But there must be also some better solutions. We'll try to think about that. Yeah, but okay. So content types, content parts. Is it linked to a specific permission?
I didn't change anything about.
There might be a permission for that, so that everybody doesn't see that.
Right. So even if the feature content types feature is enabled, you need permission.
Yes, I think there is one. You have to check and to configure your menu item for that. In our chart, it's called content definition.
Content definition, yeah.
Well, that's the name in our chart. Maybe in the API, maybe we don't want to reuse that, but that's another solution. So metadata, content definition. We might talk about that together. And I mean, when I say together, it's everyone and the committee.
Yeah, I would say that schema can be a little scary, maybe. It's a little too technical. So
I think about XML schemas when I see that.
Which is scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm afraid that metadata is not very meaningful for users. Content definition might be better.
It's not even accurate.
Yeah. So, well, somehow it is. Meta space data and not metadata. So content definition might be better in this way. Well, we can talk about it later. Let's look at what you did then. So here we see the stereotype with a dash. Okay, nice. And you have the filter working. Wow. And very nice. I'm sure that there's been some copy pasting, but that's good. Content parts.
Of course. Well, actually, it's better because
it's better. So put it back on the other side.
Yeah, I will do that. Because on the module section, so it's used as well. It's using inline scripting, but it needs some more advanced stuff because you have disabled features. So the script is really simple, but I think it's neat. And the same script is being used on this content parts page.
And with the description that you use the settings for that.
Come again?
You use the settings for the description, or is it already there?
Yeah, this is the settings. So it's
new setting. Okay.
You can add it. It's a description setting.
Oh, great. Okay.
Same as the stereotype.
Very nice. And same thing for the content type. No, we don't have description for content types. Maybe we want that for the content types too.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Why not?
When you click on new, like if you click on new page, for instance, okay, and remove the page in the URL, just say content/create in the URL.
So in the title, in the URL.
In the URL,
yeah, create this one.
And you see the list of available content types to create. We could reuse the description here. Same thing for the see.
I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, not all types are maybe meaningful.
Describing a type might be interesting. Less useful than a content part, but
you can do that. We can use the same approach for the content parts.
okay. I like it personally.
Okay. So it's on the dev branch, but locally on my machine. Maybe you want to do some code review.
Don't put it on the dev branch on our chart, because the dev branch is an old one that we used to use for the 2.0 version, and I don't want to mess up with that. But no, push it. Like I see it, you can push it. It's working. It doesn't break anything. It's okay. And if there are some changes to do on it, we'll do it.
Okay.
On 106 is okay.
I also took the liberty to
rebase your changes on the main 106. And if you don't know rebase, ask me. I show you.
Okay.
Yeah,
about rebase.
Yeah, I could scream that when I didn't rebase my changes before pushing.
Yes, it will prevent lots of branches going back and forth for 1.6 and merging a lot.
Not branches.
Well, it's clones of yeah, but those are branches. Well, forks or
well, branching of the source tree.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Okay. We'll do that. I also updated a couple of core modules to provide a description out of the box, so I added some migration steps, but they can be overridden, of course. One I had is that this is not localizable. Well, the same goes, of course, for the content type display name. It's not localizable as
this
is. But
can be localizable if you display the T of the value of the settings.
I thought of that, but since it's editable here in the user interface, so if you have a PO file.
Yeah, like the content part type name, the display name is not localizable. And
yeah.
Right now we use @t to make it somehow localizable, but that's a third layer of localization that maybe we want to fix someday, because we have content localization, we have views localization. Maybe we don't have editable data or admin data localization, and we might need it.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, for the time being, I'll use T to at least add a sort of option to localize that. I think that's it. Types, content parts. It's moved. Sky. Oh yeah. Of course, when you edit a type, you'll see a list of parts and with the descriptions here. And when you want to add it,
do you want Benedek to track this admin localization?
Yes, you can open it. Yeah, we won't do it for 1.7, but
yeah, for sure.
Oh, and I also there was an issue on Coldplex when you edit a content type. You hit save.
Yes.
You used to
so now it's
redirect to the list page. Now you stay here.
Do you have a close?
Yeah, that was my suggestion. Ticket as well. We could add a close button to return to the list.
We also said we could have a breadcrumb at the top.
That's also nice.
Yeah,
that would
here
be
at the top here, content types. Well, sorry, content schema or content definition here. Just a link. We talk about breadcrumb, but that's a link actually.
It's just a link, exactly.
Yeah. Very nice.
Thanks. Yeah, guys, that's it.
Thank you very much. That's very nice.
You're welcome.
Where am I?
Hey guys.
Okay. Hi. Okay. Oh. I'm going to share. Oh. Benedek, tell me when you can see my screen. Nicolas, Sipke demoed the changes he made demoed last week.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know, the content type descriptions and the improvements in general.
Yeah.
And he's going to push that to core.
But what is nice is that you will be able to see it in a few days because it will be on YouTube. What is not so nice is that you won't have the sound.
Oh, darn. Okay.
No,
Okay.
he will.
I think I know what he demoed anyway, so it's fine.
It's loading.
Still loading.
For me too.
It's up.
Okay, I have way too many applications running.
It's okay, George, Benedek, Lucas will do a cut into the middle.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a black rectangle. That's all.
Me too.
Okay.
You have a black rectangle? You
Yes.
can't see anything?
No, black rectangle.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's my uplink that is really bad.
That's a nice rectangle, by the way. So I like it.
Well,
Have we
Are
had
you
any
hearing that?
people ask to do things in Amsterdam? You know, the talks. You know.
Can you speak English?
Have you had many people offer to do talks when we go to
Yes.
Amsterdam?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
including yourself, and I have your submission.
Well, I didn't submit myself, but it's obvious I will have to say something. If you want
What?
if you want me to say something.
Yeah, go.
Well, I don't even have a passport for the moment. So.
Great, our budget has just gone up. Thank you for saving us some money. Are we
So Ilan,
discussing
you can
this right
you
now?
see now we can have a business class.
Are we discussing this right now, or is this the new topic, or is this?
No, I'm attempting to do a demo, but I don't know if you can see my screen.
I have a black rectangle.
Yeah. Same.
It's a beautiful black rectangle.
Yeah.
Did you build that yourself?
Yeah, I have Illustrator.
All the pixels one by one.
That's awesome. Is it responsive?
Yeah, if you resize the rectangle, it changes size.
That's great. The promise of responsive is here.
Yeah. Benedek, can you see
There was
anything?
mobile.
You know what?
mobile
I will just send the screen capture and.
Yeah, right. So this is a new concept. There was mobile first experience, and now this is blind first experience.
Braille.
Okay, I think I'll just make a screen capture and be done with it because we're just sitting there doing nothing. Okay. I'll stop presenting.
What was
it's
it?
No use. It was just the new Markdown.
Oh yeah, I haven't even tried it.
It's seen anyway. If you want to sync to the latest, you'll get that. So if you're using Markdown, it's a fairly useful thing to have. Instead of having the Markdown editor and the preview under the Markdown editor, which really doesn't work if you have long pages. The preview is now on the right of the Markdown editor, and everything is resizable. Works nicely. So how can I share a picture here? I don't know.
One thing we need to do is make sure the save and publish button stay in focus as you're on the page, because sometimes you have to scroll all the way down the page in order to save something. So.
We used to have that. We used to have the save button on the side at the very beginning of our class.
It will be the same issue, I think. Oh no, unless you are on the top, but if you are at the bottom, and then it's up, you have to go back up to save.
Well, if it stayed at the top of the page, if you scroll down.
We had it actually in a fixed.
Oh, it was fixed?
On
Okay.
the side, yeah. And,
So it's very easy, Nick. If you want to do a prototype for next week, it's very easy because the save button is displayed in the separate div because it's in a separate zone called the secondary zone. And you could hack the admin theme to put it back somewhere, or it's always visible, like a fixed position with a z index, you know, and
yeah,
you could do that.
I might have a look at it. I need to do something for some other.
You know, I
pages.
have it implemented already, so I could contribute that.
Just show us how it looks like.
Okay, but maybe next week, because I have to extract it from a different project. But I have a green light to contribute it back. So I made it, you know, so it's when you scroll below, so the button gets hidden, it gets stick to the you know, to the top of the viewport, like the Gmail app on Android. So it's pretty nice. So you always have the save button.
So I tried to attach a file. For some reason, it doesn't work. There is no button to upload. There is a button to choose a file, but no button to upload. Okay, well, Benedek, I'll send you an image that you can put in the video or something.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have any other demos or demos? Any black rectangles to show?
Might show the design I made for the media manager.
Okay. And maybe
also,
some if you have some stylish to share or
some what?
stuff.
Just yes, I have something to share. I scanned it. And but also it's almost about talking about it to see if everyone agrees or if you have ideas. And well, let's do it now, and then we'll do harvest after. So I'm sharing. I click on share. This one. Tell me when you can see.
There it is.
Okay. So these are just some. Oh, you lost it? No, you see it?
I got it.
Okay, two pages of handwriting and scribes, right? Just thinking. So so last week I worked on the new media manager experience and also implementation, how we can implement it nicely based on all the feedback and discussion I have had with all of you, if you had a discussion with me. So the idea will be that I will propose those screens. This will be the main screen for media management. The media management will be two things. So this is about the main media link when you are in the admin. So when you click media, you can manage your media. But this is also the experience for selecting an image and uploading images when you are in an editor, like pick image or from the body part or from a field, from things like that. So this will be the exact same screen, even in terms of implementation. It's just that one is in the main frame of the application and the other one is on the pop-up frame. So here will be the main screen. We'll have two zones. The left one will be the navigation and the right one displaying the list. On the navigation, what you'll have is a way to organize your media, like today. Big difference with today is that the new media management will just manage content items. So this representation, this hierarchy, has nothing to do with the file system hierarchy. is just organizing your media items based on what you want. It has nothing to do with the file system. Okay. Ultimately, any content item will be linked to a file somehow or to a resource somehow, but its location will have nothing to do with the location or the organization of your media items. So how we will implement it? Based on Bertrand's suggestion, it will use a taxonomy module. So we will have a specific dedicated taxonomy for the media, which will be a technical taxonomy, so you won't be able to delete it. And you won't be able to, or you will be able to edit it in the taxonomy management, but that doesn't make sense. So what you will be able to do is to create the taxonomy terms directly from here. So like by saying I want to create a new folder or to rename a folder, what you will actually do is edit or create new terms for this taxonomy. Okay, but from a user's perspective, it's just about moving, drag and dropping content items, which will be there, to the different sections here and creating new sections. Okay, so it's just actually tagging a content item with its location or with its taxonomy term. Also, you will be able to click on recent or start to be able to filter the content items. If you don't just want to see the recent content media, you click on recent, and start will be like, okay, favorite media that you want to reuse. Here will be a list of available media types. So as every media will be a content item, every media will have a content type. There will be like image, video, document, but there can be and there will be YouTube video, my product image, and whatever you want. The idea being that any content item media can have custom fields and custom properties and custom parts. The default image will have, so there will be a stereotype to distinguish the media content types from the other. Close my mic and close the door. So there will be a stereotype called media, and there will also be a common part called media part, with a title, mime type, caption, alternative text, and organization taxonomy field to organize the media here. And on top of media part and the media stereotype, you will have, for instance, a default image content type, which comes with the media management module, which will have a image part, height and width. There will be also a video part, duration, height and width, and there will be a document part. So we will have three default content types: image, video, and document. So here we can display anything, any kind of media here, and it will be extended by your own custom content types. The search will be able to search across media based on the title, on the caption, and everything you want to add to the search. And because we have multiple search indexes, we will be able to have a search index with only the media inside. Okay, so this module might require and will obviously require the orchard taxonomies module and the indexes module, not the search module, the index module, okay, to index things. So this is for navigation. There will be two modes: the details mode with a table and columns to show title and metadata, and also a thumbnail mode where you see like something like that. Yes, this is a thumbnail mode. So boxes of the thumbnails. Thumbnail being a dedicated display type for media content type, for a media stereotype. Sorry. And I think it will be summary, because the summary will be used like that. And this one as a list might be a different one. So then the select mode. So this page is to manage. And let's say that we want to select media. When you click on a select button, the same pop-up will appear. The same thing here will appear with a new line below the content, which will be the selected item. So when you click, you do searches, you do browsing, and you can click and select things, okay? And as you select them, they will appear here. And when you open your pop-up, you will be able to define if you only accept one item or n items. Okay, and what kind of types of media you only accept. This will be like data dash things in the link. And then you select things, and when you select, you get a callback like today with all the content items that you've selected, the medias. Okay. So this is the select mode. Now the import mode. So this is to browse the media and to organize them. Now, how do you add media to this manager? You will click on import, and this import will switch to a new view where you can add new media. And here are the sketches for this import screen. So when you click on import, you go to this thing, and you see here the current location where you are in your content item. So this is the left navigation. This will be reflected when you click import on the current one where you will import your new media items. And on left, you will see all the available import mechanism you can think about for your media items. Examples, which will mostly be there by default in our chart. Web search. Let's say you want, so this is a web, so you click on web search, and what will happen here, it will load the screen to import media items from a web search. Example, Bing image search. You type some text and you click search, and it will show you a list of images. And when you select them and you click import, what will happen is that there will be a set of event handlers which will be triggered to say who can import this file. A default event handler, yes, you could Google image, yes. So default event handler will say, oh, this is a .png file, I can return a image content type with that. Okay, and I have a priority. So you can have other event handler which will be able to provide more dedicated content types, more specific content types. But here, let's say just the image event handler will kick in and say, okay, it's an image. It will return back a new content item already configured with the image you just set up. And also, optionally, depends on your content item, download the image file locally. In this case, it will load the image file locally. Now, let's say you click on my computer because you just want to upload to add new content, new media based on the files you have on your computer. You go on this screen, and it's just a big drag and drop section or a pick file button. So what you will be able to do is, like, you take files from your local drive and you drag them and drop them in this zone, and they will be loaded dynamically. You see with a nice progress bar everything you put on this zone, so like multiple files at the same time, and then again it will call all the event handlers to let you create the documents automatically. Another example with Flickr. Flickr is a nice example because it requires authentication. So because it will be in an iframe, you can imagine a button which will open the OAuth pop-up for Flickr, which will let you authenticate. And then here, this frame will show all your images, and you will be able to select them and import them again as content items. And if you have a Flickr dedicated module for media management, it can also create custom image content types, which will let you have the Flickr images on the Flickr account and not locally. Okay, that's an option. So examples of other provider that we can have, because everything here is extensible. A link provider, so when you click on link, you just have a URL that you can paste, and this will first look for an embed meta tag to look for a media inside the URL, or if it's a direct file, kick in with the event handlers to create content item. Camera, let's say you want to take a screenshot with a camera you have installed on your computer. You click on camera, you say take a picture, boom, you have an image, it will be a content item. YouTube, so it lets you paste a YouTube URL and will create a dedicated YouTube video media which can contain the player right inside the thing that you display with your content item. So that's it. Oh, something else. When you are on the thumbnail mode or on the list mode, on the right you will have a collapsible editor, which is when you click on this thing and you click on the collapsible editor, you will have a little gutter on the right with easy access to all the metadata of this image and also all the properties, so like the content editor of this item, so you can quick edit the properties for this item. And if you click in this quick editor on edit, you will have the full edition experience with also pluggable editors for this media. So like, let's say it's an image, you will go to edit the image, and locally from this screen, you will be able to apply any kind of edition, like cropping, resizing the image, applying filters, and this will also be extensible. So the straightforward experience is like, add a media, you have a pop-up like this, you import a file, then you go on this screen, you drag and drop your image, you hit import, it will create then a media and come back here. You click it and you say edit, and you can add cropping and changing resizing. You hit save, it's changing the media. You click select done, and it's in your content. That's the idea. Question, remarks?
I love it.
Yeah, Sipke loves everything, but Ilan.
Sébastien, so two things. One, where's the toggle to get between the list view and the thumbnail view?
Oh, there will be here somewhere there. Like you will have two icons, the list and the thumbnail, in the toolbar of the main screen.
Maybe we do a drop down that gives us more flexibility for additional views, like larger thumbs versus smaller thumbs.
So to make it extensible,
it may not be in version 1, but just something to think about.
This screen could be responsive, so might be interesting to use responsive CSS to make this happen. So as you go down, as your screen goes down.
Yeah, but there's still the ability to be able to choose smaller tiles, so you have more in the view depending on your screen, or larger amount of tiles.
I'm noting.
The other thing is, how do we manage? Are we managing something like to see files within files? How are we going to view the hierarchical view? Is it going to be something similar to what Apple does, or is it going to be sort of submenus directory view?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
So let's say under blog I had 5 folders, and then under that folder I had 2 folders, and under that folder I had another folder. How do I expose those directories?
They will. I thought they would just be on the left here, because you see the hierarchy here.
As a tree.
As a tree.
Yeah. Versus something like Apple does.
Yeah.
I should buy some Apple stuff then.
And why should
yeah.
I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying that we should think about it.
I am.
I think it's simpler right now to make this thing, actually, for me.
Okay. As the tree could, if you really have a narrow area there to expose, three levels down, for example. It could start getting really cumbersome already quickly.
So maybe let me do it extensible, so that we could replace this view by your Apple thing, and then you could imagine this thing, no?
Well, here, look. So what I would do is make sure there is above media is there's a breadcrumb, so that you could, if you're going to do it a directory, as you're engaging it, you can build the breadcrumb above media or below it somewhere, so that somebody could easily get back into the tree. And there was some. Go ahead.
Maybe the tree could be collapsible in the same way that the editor is collapsible. And by default, it's folded, and you see your images and folders wherever you are. And when you open a folder, it does something like the Apple thing, where it scrolls to the left and opens the new folder next to it. So this way you have the tree view navigation if you want it, but by default you just drill down into the folder.
I think I like the tree view because you can easily move content items around. So you could drag them and drop them in different folders.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I've got 2 questions. The first one is, how are we storing the images? So I assume they're going to be content items. Are they going to be blobs?
As today?
No.
So there are blobs if you are using the blob storage provider, and they are in the file system like today. It's just hidden.
Okay. And my second question.
And I can have.
Yeah, what WordPress is doing is that they create date-based folders where they put your media as you upload them. We could do something like that as well.
And you would completely hide the file system.
What?
So you would completely hide the file system.
Yeah. Like we hide the database.
Okay, that's fine. My last.
So actually, not completely. What I intend to do is to be able to let the current, because today the media page is browsing the media storage. This will be a feature. So if you want to browse a file system, you will be able to browse the file system using this feature. That's your. But the idea is that we don't want to expose it. Otherwise, if you move a file in the file system, the content item is lost, and there is no way we can bookmark it, because we have too many storage providers. Because storage providers don't provide this information, it's too complex for what we want to do. So that's why we will want to hide it. If you want to surface it, that's your responsibility.
So the next question would be about importing current.
Yes, and we have a story.
Media. Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that if you upgrade and you want to create your media library based on what you had previously on the media folder, is that here, when you go to import and you say my computer, you can also say storage. So when you click on storage, you will see the file system storage behind it, and you will be able to pick the items and say import, and they will be converted to content items.
Is that sort of similar to being able to connect via FTP, or is there a value
Same thing.
in that?
We could also connect via FTP. So
Yeah.
well, but this is different here, because here you could import a media via FTP, but that doesn't really make sense. I'm afraid that you want something else.
Yeah, I'm wondering how one could do that. So let's say you were here and you wanted to connect via FTP to an external.
You could connect an FTP as an external provider, but what I think your concern is about pushing lots of images by FTP, which you can do, and then thereafter you open this file and you say storage, and you select the folder you just uploaded, and it will create the content items for that.
And how do we build that into the workflow, if at all?
That could FTP is not integrated in Orchard, and then in this case, the workflow is you want to upload a folder, go to this screen, click on my computer, and drag and drop all your files. They will be gone on the server,
Sure.
and you will see the progress of it, and it might be even faster than FTP.
Yeah. There was one more thing.
As reliable as FTP?
Is FTP really reliable?
It gives you a report at least of what data.
I give you a report.
If you have a good client, it is reliable. You can actually, if an upload fails in the middle of a file, it's
yes, you know it.
Continue.
I have had some issues with FTP too. It depends also on the server and how it is implemented, specifically with cloud services. But yeah, you will see what image I failed, and maybe we can provide a retry thing on this specific screen.
How would you see it? Let's say you have 1,000 images. How are you going to find the 4 that failed?
I will know it.
Because you will know it because what?
Because the transfer failed.
And there'll be a report letting you know which images with what names have failed? Or what?
Because here, when you drag and drop 10 files, for instance, you will see 10 squares with the progress bar, and we can have the status, and if one fails, the status will be failed, and maybe you can provide a button which says retry.
Yeah, we need to think that a little further. I mean, this is as a version 1, it's also a huge leap forward from what we have today, no question.
One simple improvement that could be made to the design of the storage importer would be if it could show you the set of files that are not yet content items as a way to filter it.
That was my
and
this way you upload a bunch of files using FTP.
And you can still import them. Yeah. So maybe that's
without noise.
Yeah. We could try it. We will need to know Well, we know it because there will be a part dedicated to handle which file in the file system is saved. So we could query all those files on the database and know that this file is not in the database. So do you want to import it?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Yeah. Okay.
I've got one last question. So you've got down the bottom, you've got the web search and my computer and a few other things, like the Flickr URL, for example. Would it be better from a UX perspective is if you, and I might be wrong on this, but if you scroll up to the top of your doc, so see where you've got this page at the very top with the list mode, is if you, so say you copied the files from your current computer, and you just, you selected the ones you wanted, and you did Control-C, and then in here you just did Control-V, and then the capture.
No, this screen will already be drag and droppable. So
okay.
the default behavior of this screen, if you drag and drop a file, it will import it as a content item, like the My Computer here in the import, because that's the common.
I think we could do. You could probably go a little bit further and maybe identify if you're storing a URL in copy and paste.
I see.
Maybe you could stream that in as well.
Exactly. Okay.
It's only an idea. I mean, this looks great from a version 1. I'm just saying it might be pretty cool.
Drag and drop from many resources.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe even like you've got Tumblr feeds or whatever.
So what we could do is also a handler for that, maybe.
Yeah,
I see.
Kind of what I was getting at. Yeah.
Well, it's more JavaScript side here because I will try to see what we can do, but good idea.
I think that this is great for a version 1. Just that might make it a killer for version 1. So.
Two other minor things, Sébastien. Being able to really have the flexibility while you're in the workflow to choose the folder in which you want to upload items to.
So my idea was you click on the folder and then you click import, and you are in this context.
Yeah, what happens if you want to create a new folder or a subfolder, or let's say you move to Flickr and you want to upload some images to this folder, do you have to go back out rather than choose?
Or maybe we can use this breadcrumb here, but we don't have, you see, because I want to recall where you are in the organization, but there is, right now, I didn't think about browsing from this screen. It would be like, go back, done, select another folder and import.
That's a little clunky. You should be able to do it from here.
It's if you have to, well, what you can also do is go to a temp folder, import everything, and then from here, drag and drop the things.
But why? I mean, other people have solved this issue. Why can't we do it?
How? Okay, if you point me to a good design, then. I don't want also to have too many things on those screens.
Well, we're able to do it right now to a certain extent on the current media picker, so, to change the folder or etc. in the flow.
But because we don't have all those options right now, we just have one option which is open.
But what are you doing with the whole right-hand side?
So maybe what we could do is like a button here and select another folder, and it could be easier. And then we go back to this folder and
it's a little clunky, but you could have an overlay on the 2/3 on the right-hand side, drop down where you can then select or create a new folder that then updates that breadcrumb above.
Yeah. It's weird to provide the same features to browse and create folders with just one click away. See?
I think as a first step, this is good. Obviously, you iterate on top of this, and the smallest feature to get it out the door is probably this.
I disagree strongly. I think folder management is crucial. And then I would also state that the list of featured channels or capabilities, that could get really long if we could organize them by types. So Causata and Flickr and Picasa, etc. Excuse me, not Causata, but Picasa and Flickr, etc. might be a similar photo sharing type. And Vimeo and YouTube would be video type. Because when you and I spoke about it, you wanted different people to build these as additional features, right?
Yes, they will be able to do that.
And so if we had them as available features, we could organize them as you enable them under headers, because that list, like just in your pencil view, could get really long really quick.
Yes, okay, so do a category for a provider so we can organize them.
Provider types, yeah.
Yep, okay.
But I'd like to work with you more on the folder, being able to, in the workflow, choose a folder appropriately.
Yeah,
it happens to me all the time.
It's there. It's just one click away, which is close. You select another folder, and so.
Not really, because you have to then go back to the channel.
Yeah, and you click import again. Yes. Yeah, that doesn't worry me. That doesn't worry me to do one click to be able to browse and then one click import again. Otherwise, it's repeating everything here for managing the folders into this screen. For what?
Darren and I will look at some of our sources and see how they do it, and
okay.
Get back to you.
So now you see the plan. Don't hesitate to send me feedback and questions. And
can we integrate SignalR in this?
We could, but just for Nick. I don't know what for, but.
Love SignalR. It's very cool.
Yep.
But no, well, one of the things I've been messing around with is SignalR. But the thing is, you don't need it all the time. Most of the time, you just need a little bit of Ajax. SignalR is overkill in a lot of instances because there's no point keeping a persistent connection to the server. Sometimes you just don't need it. It's to remove polling operations, and that's what you use it for. So, of course, that's been my rant all day. So just ignore me.
Okay, Harvest.
So, how many of you out there have tweeted about it thus far?
I'm keeping my tweets for when I'm for the second wave.
So you haven't. Okay, no, it's important for me to have an understanding. Okay, so Sipke and Bertrand, Nick, have you done anything?
Yeah, of course I have.
I don't know.
I replied to the email.
Okay. All right. So a few of you have, and the Hungarian crew, all 800 of you?
I promised that they'd meet me. So
yeah,
okay.
as I replied to your email, I blogged about it, both in Hungarian and in English.
Okay. Yeah, I did see that.
On our Facebook page.
It's also part. I'm aware of it. I just want other people to know also what you guys did. So what we've received already are approximately 60 registrants, pre-registrants.
60?
Yep. I would say about 50 of those are in the US, in Europe. Excuse me. About 10 are I've got a couple people in Australia, one from Vietnam, a couple people from the States, our friend in South Africa, which I would bet would come, but already 60. But again, these are pre-registrants based off of no specific date.
I didn't even register myself. I have to hurry up.
And then from a voting perspective, I haven't checked since about 3:30 a.m. last night, but we had about 60 respondents, which equated to 56 votes because not everybody added or voted for both. And it's leaning to, it was leaning about 55% for 3 days to 45% 2 days, and approximately the same number for week, having it during the week versus the weekend. That being said, it's good to get feedback. It's not necessarily feasible to do it based off of those.
It's interesting to also, even if it's not feasible, to understand if it really matters. It's 55 against 45. It's okay.
That's correct. That's correct. It wasn't 80 versus 20.
Yes, if it was 80 versus 20, okay, let's do it.
And the poll did not say, will you not come if it's not what you like, right? So it's very possible that everybody interested will still come despite that it's on a weekend or a week. Anyway, I've gotten a few proposals for locations. I need to circle back with to speak with a couple committee members offline about what to do next. So that's where we stand. I would like to close the voting though soon. So I would appreciate it if you are interested in letting people know to vote to make that final push. I'd like to close it by the end of this week because we need to make a decision by the end of this week, probably on location and dates.
Are you going to leave the proposals?
Yes, submissions. The submissions, as per the email, will be open through the 15th of April.
Cool.
And allow us to message around that until and through the 15th of April. We're also, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and registration, pre-registration will turn into actual registration at some point. And then we are also opening up sponsorship opportunities. So for those of you who have little ecosystems that you're building out around Orchard, feel free to reach out to info@orchardharvest.org with respect to your interest in sponsoring.
So should we raise the ticket price?
I want to talk to you about that offline. Okay.
Too many people. Let's raise it.
All right.
435. That's it.
So that's it for right now. It's 4 minutes left to do triage.
Great. One minute.
Really good, Elon, by the way. It's good to hear that so many people have registered, and no, just good job so far.
Thank you.
That's unusual, but that's nice. Orchard complex. So when I put a window in front of what I share, you see a black rectangle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. Maybe Codeplex is down, so there won't be any triage today. I like Codeplex. That's why I like Codeplex. Because we don't have to do triage.
I can't get to it. Oh, no, it's come up for me.
Yeah, for me as well.
Touch. Okay, let's do that then. So this one, I remember I had asked for some active issue. Oh no, I made a bad filter. Proposed on everything here. Orchard to check password complexity. And did I ask a question? I need to do something before opening it. Allow module to link a resource resolved by a theme. I'm already lost just by the title. Okay, I need to have a design. Well, same as last week, later. It's too complex to understand. This one, okay. Reported by a good guy. Created by a good guy. The custom form, submit setting, custom title.
Oh, it's got a patch.
Doesn't mean anything for me when you see the guy who made it. When you invoke the create action, item controller action C. Okay. Got a property. That can happen. This is sad. I create a custom field. Okay, I'll look into it. Okay, this we already agreed. It's about using a dynamic instead of, well, string object instead of string. This one I'm closing because there is no more transaction scope. I'm closing as fixed.
I haven't tested that yet, but yeah, okay.
I can't save the bug because it's too big when you edit than when you create. Oh. Orchard upgrade feature, something that makes WordPress so easy to work with. I mean, upgrade innovation from within the admin section. Yeah, Bertrand won't disagree.
Nope.
There is already a bug open for that, I think. But 9 votes? Oh. I'm sure it's one stop again. They just ask everyone to vote on this one.
Yeah.
This is something that
they
we
upgrade
should...
the old-fashioned way. They don't want to upgrade this way.
Yeah, I know.
We should really consider something like this for 2.0 though. If, you know, something that's really going to change it.
Yeah, it seems like a good 2.0 feature. I agree.
You know, we have been talking about the upgrade path for quite some time, so...
We already saw that. No? I opened it. Okay, it's a duplicate. I will still open it. It's a duplicate.
It's not a duplicate of the other bug. Someone's already said that. It's not a duplicate of the other bug.
Okay.
Perhaps the bug is the same, but the effects are different.
Yes, sir. Same as the other guy. Interesting.
Oh yes, I've seen this.
Why didn't you fix it?
No.
Actually, I think it.
Well,
there was something like that, which was on the Clayless branch, way back on the Clayless branch, when the form feature wasn't updated to work with Clayless, and that was fixed a while ago, so it may not be an issue anymore. But
try to repro. Why break the application? It's starting to be slow. I can't even.
Wow, magic value. Sweet.
Okay, so we'll end.
Sorry, you're breaking up, Sébastien.
And his screen is frozen.
Oh, okay, so at least it's not me. At least it's just me. His whole thing's frozen by the looks of things.
So does anyone remember what was that bug that I was supposed to file at the beginning of the meeting? I think it was related to Sipke's demo. Because I totally forgot what it was. Nobody?
Didn't you note it?
No,
What?
didn't type it in the chat then because I can't recall that.
No, I don't think so. I said it. Yeah, I asked, do you want me to file a bug for that? And the answer was yes, and I forgot. Okay. Well, I'll do it. I'll have to watch the video, I suppose. Okay, Sébastien. Still not back. Okay, if she's not back in 1 minute, we'll stop here.
Did it have something to do with rebasing?
I don't know.
Is there any more talk about moving to Git?
What?
Is there any more talk about moving to Git?
No, we haven't talked about it any more than before.
Okay. And what about? No, I think that was the only one.
Does anyone know how to change the URL of a Facebook page?
Yeah, but you can only do it once, I think. So be careful. Then you have to get an edit or something, and give it an alias.
You can do it once, and once you do it, that's it. And I don't think you did it yet.
Okay, I may have found it. No. So which one of the two do you prefer? Orchard CMS or Orchard Project?
Orchard Project, I prefer.
Why?
Because for me, I don't like to think of Orchard as just a CMS. So
Yeah, project is better. But Bertrand, look out not to change your own account.
I agree with Nick, but I would also maybe recommend, since it is Facebook and it is a community website, maybe we do Orchard Community.
Yeah, that sounds much better actually.
Yeah, that's good.
Is there a way you can redirect a page to another? Or...
Maybe Facebook will give you access to IIS.
I was just thinking of Brett's rewrite rules.
Wouldn't it be great if there was a module in Facebook where you just directly put in your rewrites?
God, Brett would go nuts over that. He'll rewrite everything.
Okay, I have it. Create a username for this page. Are using Facebook as Orchard project. To access this page, you need to switch from using Facebook as your page to using Facebook as yourself. Okay. So I'll put Orchard project under Orchard project, and whoever creates Orchard community can put it under Orchard community, I suppose.
So you want two different Facebook pages then?
Well, the one that exists, so...
Sure, but do you want to change the alias? I mean, you're changing the alias now.
It doesn't have an alias.
You're creating an alias now.
Yes.
So do you want to keep
Orchard
it as...
Orchard is not available. So you want Orchard community, but for that same page? Orchard community is not available. So that was it.
So I see London's got a user group now.
Okay, Orchard project is available.
Hold on 1 second. So Orchard, can you do Orchard dash community? No, somehow they won't let you do a hyphen. Orchard community.
Orchard community is taken.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, yeah, underscore isn't, but I don't know if they can.
No.
Orchard Community Church exists to bring the glory of God by proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ and making disciples of all nations.
Yeah, that's us.
That's definitely Bertrand.
I'm going to like it for Bertrand.
Well, Orchard Project is available, and orchardproject.net is the URL of the site, so...
So it is.
Okay, confirm.
Inning. Jesus.
Okay, so you can now access that page using the URL I'm going to paste in the chat window. There you go. You can point the harvest thing to this.
Great.
And if somebody wants writing permissions on that page, let me know.
I told you I'd be happy to do it at some point if you wanted.
Okay.
Oh, I think I have got writing permissions. Suggest and edit. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, anybody can suggest something on the page, but...
I didn't realise. Products or services?
Everyone can post to Orchard Project's timeline. Everyone can add photos. So is Sébastien back now?
We can adjourn, I think.
Yeah. Let's stop here for today. All right. Thanks, everyone. And we'll be here again next week. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.